Hello there everybody, this is Alex from Hardcoring Guides, bringing my guide for Uncharted 2 Among Thieves on Crushing difficulty. Today we're doing Chapter 3 entitled Borneo, better known as Boring No. No, I'm kidding. This is going to be the beginning of the better parts of Uncharted 2, because I don't really care much for the first two chapters, and I think I'm pretty sure I've made that pretty well known, especially with Chapter 2. But this one, it finally kicks off into being a lot of fun, and you finally get your shootout sections and what have you. It's also pretty short. I believe 9 minutes long, give or take. I didn't think I died this one, so roughly should probably take you about the same amount of time it probably took me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I used to think that this chapter was hard, because when I was doing a test run for this game, not that long ago, I kept dying on the very first part, but if you just do the natural Uncharted thing, like if you're getting shot at even once or twice, you should just duck behind cover, recover your health, and then shoot back. That's the best advice I can give for just Uncharted in general, except for maybe Uncharted 1. Well, Uncharted 1, yeah, but Uncharted 2 and 3, they do kind of somewhat do the same sort of ordeal where, I mean, I know it sounds like common sense, I know, but it's one of those things where just don't get too greedy when you're shooting in Uncharted, especially on crushing. That's all I can really say. Even though we might be used to playing this game a lot or whatever, it's still worthwhile. Like, once you hit gray, just duck back into cover and just hide. And if enemies ever try to flank you, which will mainly happen in the next chapter, if enemies try to flank you, just go for blind fire. Like, if they're too close to your cover, go for blind fire. And something else that Uncharted 1 introduced as well is hiding behind obstacles while aiming. Is something that I've brought over since Uncharted 1. And the reason for that is because I can have more leisure to kind of just move around and be able to consistently have cover when I'm hiding behind an object without actually being in the circle prone behind an object, so to speak. Now, I want to talk about something real quick, because I have time to do it. I could leave it for the next chapter, but, I mean, we still got time for this one. Should be fine. It took me a while to record the next episode for this, for a plethora of reasons. One, I just wasn't really feeling it. I was like, I don't really want to do this right now. I want to do other things real quick, so I was doing that. And then around the same time, I made a community post talking about it, but I had figured that my capture card was completely destroyed, and I found out that no, that was not the case, because I thought maybe it was the cable. Maybe I tried different cables, that didn't work. Nothing seemed to work for a while, and I was like, well, that sucks. I can't record Uncharted 2 now, so this is pretty awful. By the way, just another little tip, just stay up here, don't jump down there. You got the high ground, just, use it to your advantage, that sort of thing. And yeah, when I was fixing, quote-unquote, my capture card, I was already considering just saying screw it and just buying another one for like $100, but I really didn't want to spend $100. I was like, I'll just wait for like another couple months, and then just do it that way instead. By the way, if you climb up to the right, I think there's treasure up there. No idea why this climbable thing is here for. I think that's just for if you want to come back, maybe, but I don't know. I guess we do have to do the first part of this, don't we? Oh, yeah, that's okay. Oh, yeah, this is the hard chapter. Okay. Well, I lied, I guess. No, wait, no. This is the, yeah, this is the hard chapter of what used to be the hard part. But nowadays, I'm actually way better at it. I don't know why this thing wouldn't explode. So, stealth kill the first guy. If you want to try to stealth kill the second guy, you can try, but it's kind of hard to stealth this entire section. I've tried a multitude of times back in my test playthrough, and I wasn't good at doing it. But anyway, so the capture card, the problem with it was that I had the HDMI going to the in part of the capture card and not the out. So it wasn't connected to the TV. I had flipped the HDMIs. So like, for example, for my PS5, I would plug in the HDMI in to the HDMI inside of it, and then I would have the Elgato's HDMI out going to the TV, and like a dumbass, I plugged it on the other side of each other, and it confused me, and I was like, what the hell is wrong with this thing? And then only to find out that it was never broken to begin with. So I've had this baby for probably like 10 plus years, and I hope to keep it longer. I really don't want to spend money getting a new capture card. And thankfully, for now, I'm able to come back and do Uncharted 2. So that was very scary. Very scary, because I really did not want to quit the guide. But anyway, just stay back here for the second wave. Stay into cover, especially around like the dock parts of it. Not the wooden crates, but the non-breakable objects. I would suggest staying behind. If you come up here, you get a Wes 44, and for the first time ever, I've actually had a really good shootout here. I've never done this. I get one good shot there, and I believe I get one good shot there, and that guy shouldn't have died from that, but he got shot, so I took it. It looks like auto-aim, I know, but I was impressed. I'm like, holy shit. Oh, real quick, by the way, for anybody that didn't watch my Uncharted 1, I use the primary long guns, especially like the AK-47. I use it for groups, and if anybody's get too close, because since it's automatic, I can just keep shooting it and blind fire it just in case. And I use pistols and such for mainly just long distance range shots when they're far enough away, and I try to go for headshots to conserve ammo for the AK in the off chance that they decide to get up too close. And like I said, if it's a group that's all kind of grouped around each other or close enough, then I would use the primary. I'm not a shotgun guy. I don't use shotguns in Uncharted unless it was maybe, you know, Uncharted multiplayer, but can't really play that nowadays, so there's that, unless you play 4. So that's kind of the whole sort of setup thing I do. I'll probably end up talking more about it in, I'm sure, most likely future chapters when I go to explain why am I using the AK here, why am I using the pistol here, and not something better, something else, you know, whatever the case. So just bear in mind that I have a very specific way of playing Uncharted, and mainly on crushing, and you know, you don't need to let that affect your plot, your style of play. If you already have a way to play that's effective for you, you know, just go with that. Like whatever works for you better is always the preferred option. But I'm just telling you what I do in case you try to listen to me. I sound like a dick. In case you want to use it, then you know, go right ahead. God, I sound like an asshole when I said that. I was like, oh yeah, if you want to try to use it, I don't know. It's been a while since I've done any guide stuff, so I'm kind of a little bit out of it. But hey, it is what it is. But anyway, yeah. So this was always considered probably one of the hardest parts of the game, especially early game. And I completely cleaned it out without dying, surprisingly enough. But it's not over yet. The shootout section's done. I think there's treasure back there. The shootout section is done, but now we have to do the melee combat section. And for some reason, I don't know what it is with Uncharted 2, but melee in this game is very odd. Because sometimes I think that there's a counter coming, and then when I go to counter, the game just never gives me the... I mean, usually on crushing, they don't show you a prompt for it. At least you wouldn't think so. That guy always gets knocked out in like one hit. But like right there, like I could have sworn I have to hit triangle, but it didn't pop up. And it pops up here, probably saying like, oh, you fudged up, doofus. Uncharted 3's combat is really good, but Uncharted 2's is for what it's worth a mix between 1 and 3, where 1 is quite clunky, but then 3 is pretty fluid, and then with Uncharted 2 it's starting to get to that point where it's getting fluid. However, it still has the little kinks in it that I don't seem to know very well how to fight back. It could be a complete skill issue on my part, but just letting you guys know that if I ever fudge up stuff, that's usually why. Anyway, that's it. So take care, everybody.